This message is for anyone who is in the midst of a season of separation, who's in the midst of a season of shedding, of letting go, of releasing, of stopping habits that you know God said it's time for you to stop. For those that know it's time for you to make room to receive what you know God has for you. You're asking God to increase your territory, enlarge your territory, increase your capacity. You have to shed. Hey boo, this has to be for somebody, because the fight that I have gone through in my mind to sit here and record this word, this revelation that has been given to me. If you out there and you're fighting with doubt, procrastination, or perfectionism, or all that stuff, just do it. Done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. I am sitting here just doing it. Do it. Okay, so it was about day 12 of me sitting in my bed at this retreat center, fasting with a menu of water, hot water, and room temperature water. Day 12 of a 21-day fast on water. I'm sitting in bed and I'm reflecting. And I'm reflecting on the course of the last year. P.S. This is last year. And I'm thinking about all of the things that has shifted in my mindset, in my habits, in my relationships, in my work. So much is shedding. But at that point, I had prepared my habits. I had shed habits that didn't serve me, habits that were not of God. I had shed strongholds. I had shed mindsets that didn't serve me. And there were so many things that were separating themselves from me. And I was separating myself from it. Relationships, thought patterns, strongholds, habits, ways of doing things. It was just a lot of shedding in the spiritual and in the natural. So much has shifted. And it was reflective in the physical. Here I was shedding this weight in the midst of this fast on water, which is a whole video for another time. The lessons, the wisdom of that. But here I am reflecting on this season. And I'm on the phone with a good friend of mine, and she says, perhaps this is a season of separation. And I said, absolutely. It's separate and soar season. Shed all that weight, separate from the weight, and soar. I felt that so viscerally and so true. And God began to make it clear to me, yes, I'm calling you to separate. I am setting you apart. And over the course of a year, so many things separated. He told me just a few months prior to that moment, I need the clarity of your mind and your body for the next elevation that I have for you. I need you to prepare your heart, prepare your house, and prepare your habits. And initially I was physically preparing the house, like purging, organizing, getting things together. But it was in that moment, day 12 of this 21-day fast. No, prepare your house. This house, in addition to my physical house, I needed you to prepare this house, this temple. And so that separate season, that separate and soar season is now shifting. I feel the shift from separation to tending to the seeds that I have planted. And so this message is for anyone who is in the midst of a season of separation, who's in the midst of a season of shedding, of letting go, of releasing, of stopping habits that you know God said it's time for you to stop, of stopping activities that you know God has told you that you need to let go of. For those that know it's time for you to make room to receive what you know God has for you. You're asking God to increase your territory, enlarge your territory, increase your capacity. You have to shed and make room and let go of the relationships and the things that you know that He has said it's time to move on and move forward. And so I sat there in that bed and I said, yes, it's separate and soar season. And man, these separations have been painful. Separating from things and people and concepts and businesses and all the things that I wouldn't have imagined that I would be going through that process. But fast forward, Holy Spirit gave me the assignment to read through the Torah, the first 5 books of the Bible. And in the very first chapter, so if we're reading Genesis 1, one of the observations that came to me was separation is essential to creation and fruitfulness. Separation is essential to creation and fruitfulness. And let me give you the word to stand on. If you read through Genesis 1, you'll note that day 1, God separated light from dark. Day 2, God separated the waters above from those beneath, creating heaven and earth. Day 3, God separated the waters from the dry land, creating the seas and the land. Day 4, God separated day from night. So after 4 days of separating and realizing that it was good, and then after the separation, he brought forth life, the creatures of the sea, the creatures of the sky, and the earth, and God blessed them, saying to be fruitful and multiply. Separation is an essential part of creation. It is required in order for you to bring forth the fruit of the seeds that God has planted in you, in order for you to bring forth and harvest the seeds that you have planted. Separation is essential. So if you're in a season of separation, just know that God has you. He's holding you. Walk in the steps he's ordered. Pray for the courage to walk in the steps that he has ordered. And the season after separation can be your soaring season. It can be your elevation season. Separate and elevate.